Okay, and we're back. Take two of the nostalgia stream. Microphone check, program, Wacom tablet, all working. So, hooray! Welcome if you have stuck around for this. I do apologize for the delay, but I'm gonna go ahead and hop into this in just a second. I am going to be opening up my channel producer. So again, my apologies. Okay, I'm getting all sorts of fun alerts. That's great. All right, I have put out the call, the Twitter call. So all who see I don't know, whoever sees my tweets shall go forth and watch my stream, maybe. All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make a new layer. I'm just gonna be kind of freeforming it for a couple minutes, um, just as kind of a warm up. So let's see. Oh. I have been watching, like I mentioned before, I have been watching a lot of Batman the Animated Series. It's been kind of my go-to in terms of watching material. So maybe we'll do a couple Batmans. I like to draw a Batman. So one of the things I like about Bruce Timm's characters is that they're just shapes. They're just very graphic, very stylized shapes. So all of his dudes are basically modified boxes. They all stand like, this is a gross exaggeration. Well, it's a slight exaggeration, I should say. But they all stand like this. And they're all just beefy. They're all just a pile of rectangles. And then all of his women are just hourglass shapes. And they all too stand contrapposto, very attitudinally. What's the classic Bruce Timm shape? It is, there we go, it's like that. Hello, welcome Zoe, welcome Crazy Lovable Croc Girl to the stream. Thank you all for showing up, despite my tech issues. I totally understand being lurky for homework reasons. That's okay. Feel free to lurk. It's gonna be an interesting stream because I rolled in like a couple minutes before the stream was supposed to start, so it's all right. This is, I think, very sort of in keeping with how the entire week has been, so it's all right. No harm in lurking. So I'm gonna just warm up because I just had dinner and just got through driving here, so I need to kind of get in the swing of things and also buy myself some time to think about what I'm going to be drawing. And I also need to rearrange my workspace because for some reason OBS is not showing me my chat window, so that's fun and cool. So this last Windows update has just hecked up all of my programs and software, and I'm not happy. It's okay. I've set my computer up once, I can do it again, Windows. Crazy Croc Girl, gotta get better at drawing. Well, the best advice that nobody wants to hear but actually works the best is just to practice. To just break out your sketchbook, or any sort of drawing surface and just draw. Draw whatever comes to your mind. Draw whatever you see around you. You just gotta draw. Hey, Ten, welcome. Welcome to the Nostalgia Stream. I am drawing Bruce Timm characters, or at least Bruce Timm shapes, because they're just that. They're just shapes. So I'm still trying to figure out who I want to turn these folks into. And I also think I just really want to make them look not exactly like Bruce Timm. I think I just want to just go crazy with the shapes. But yeah, Bruce Timm, character design, simple shapes. Just, you can tell who everybody is just by how they stand. So actually what I think I might do is, watching back through the series, it never really occurred to me, I think as a kid, how Batman and Catwoman were just like constantly flirting with each other. It was just kind of lost on me. And just going back through it, it's like, wow, just get a room, you two. So maybe I'll do them. So let's do Bruce Wayne in his sort of clean-cut himbo persona. And yeah, just watching back through it, it's like, wow, he was really just kind of playing up how dumb he is in his Bruce persona. It's great. I totally understand about work killing your brain most of the time. That's how I feel. And yeah, a lot of times I just don't feel like sitting down and drawing. So I'll just settle for doing something that maybe doesn't require a lot of effort or a lot of brain power on my part, but still feels creative. Something I can do with relative, just kind of turn off the brain and just go. And again, sometimes that's a doodle, sometimes that's another sort of craft, but it's a good time. Crawfish still sounds good. I've been thinking about crawfish since like last Sunday when the topic of crawfish came up. I had seafood on the brain, and I did cook fish this week, but it was not crawfish. It was just fish, and I was very pleased with it. But yes, crawfish, seafood, wine cooler. It's a good deal. I've made this Bruce ridiculously jacked. Like, he's a thick boy in the series, but this one is just a tank. It's okay. It's a warm-up. So I'll have to draw their civilian forms, and then maybe I'll do their superhero/villain forms. I don't know how to draw suits. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, I like 90s Bruce Wayne, because he's supposed to be like worth billions of dollars, but he dresses so frumpy. I love him. His fashion sense is just brown blazer, mustard yellow shirt. It's terrible, and I love it. Ooh, that sounds like a great salad. Sounds like a very healthy salad. It does sound like it has a mighty crunch to it. Like maximum crunch. I love broccoli for this reason. I'm a big fan of broccoli, both raw and in its cooked form, but I like raw broccoli because I think it gives me the sort of tactile satisfaction of like crunching into a chip, but it's actually healthy, so I've like tricked my brain. So awesome. Really cool. I actually made granola for the first time today, and it's like a healthy variant of granola, which is already kind of healthy, but my brain, as soon as I tasted it, my brain was like, this isn't as sugary as I'm used to. And I had to remind myself, like, no, it's supposed to be healthy. you're not going to put 2 more cups of sugar into the thing, which was my initial sort of response. So awesome, very cool. I'm a big fan of tasty, easy dinners like Crunch Bowl. Okay, here we go. Artist hack number 2098. When you don't want to draw a hand, just stick it in a pocket. Honestly, that pizza sounds amazing. That pizza is nothing to sniff at either. Also, that's a lot of toppings. I'm into that. A wine cooler called Kinky seems about right. A kinky wine cooler, yeah. And yeah, for my granola, I actually did have like a package of like dried fruit, almost like trail mix type fruit that I was gonna stick in there. But I was just sort of horfing it down as it was coming out of the oven because that's what I do when I cook. Can't wait for like dinner or whatever. I'll just straight up start eating. But yeah, I'll have to post a picture of it somewhere. Alright, so I don't remember what Selena Kyle's hair looks like. I think she's got bangs galore. And I just watched an episode with her, so I should know. But here we are. No recollection. Yeah, sometimes you have to make up for a crappy week with extra toppings, and that's totally understandable. That's me ordering pizza. It's just like, it's been a week, I'm gonna get pizza. A wine cooler does sound good. My alcohol stash is on the other side of the apartment from me. So I've got water, and I think I'll be good with that. But yeah. Oh yeah, wine cooler to help with the homework too. Good luck on your homework, especially if it's of the pigeonhole theory, pigeonhole principle. See, I learned something and promptly forgot it. This is my problem. All right, so Selena Kyle wearing a dress like this? Question mark. Had like sheer sleeves. Also, low 80s in LA. Holy cow. On the one hand, that seems about right for LA, but it's also like, you know, we're just coming out of like winter. Yeah, 50s is about where we're at, where I am located. What's the temperature like in Louisiana? I feel like Louisiana gets fairly mild weather. I, of course, haven't experienced much of it, but I feel like it's either very pleasant on one side of the spectrum, or I think, yeah, or hurricanes. So it's very one, I don't know, broad spectrum of weather. Bipolar weather, yep. And that is definitely one way to describe California. It's very much, make up your mind please, can we have some consistency? And California says no. Oh no, philosophy homework. Oh, I remember philosophy class. I was like, I don't need more existential crises. I'm doing just fine with the ones I have on my own, thanks. Okay, I have to put faces on these two, which typically I start off with a face, but I think in the case of these characters, their shapes are so iconic, I gotta stick with those. Alright, So Brucey's got just a square jaw. He's just a box. I have just horfed up all these proportions. They're just, what a disaster. He always has this like hangdog look on his face, so he's gonna be looking down at Selena. He's just clueless playboy. Selena Kyle, she's got, gosh, I feel like all of the ladies in this series have the same eyes. Bruce Timm suffers from the same face principle, which is everybody's got the same features and body type. So his dudes come in a multitude of different shapes, but not so much his women. Come on, Bruce Timm. But speaking of ladies in the DC universe, I watched Birds of Prey today for the very first time. I had not seen it and was kind of kicking myself because knew it was good and just hadn't watched it. So picked it up today, watched it, thought it was great, thought it was fun. It's a great movie. Just like a fun, like lady-driven movie, and it was just super refreshing to see. So I recommend it. It's just a fun movie. It's literally just like a popcorn movie. Just like buckle in and just go wee and let it rip. It was a great time. Let's see, she's also got these sort of, oh my gosh, I'm drawing like so far away from my computer. Alright, we're zooming in. Selena Kyle, your face is so small on my screen. Yeah, I ended up, I want to say it was on Hulu for like a brief second, and then all of a sudden it wasn't, and I had stuck it on my to watch list, and by the time I actually like mustered up the desire and the energy to watch it, I was like, wait, where did it go? Or it was somewhere. So I was like, okay, screw it. So I looked it up on Redbox, which I used to do a lot. Now I don't use it. I don't watch media. I don't consume anything. And it was like, oh gosh, I don't want to just rent it for $2. Like, I could own it for, twice that. So I just bought it for like $4. And worth it. Super worth it. So I own it. Don't have to worry about returning it. And didn't have to go into I did have to go into a store, but it was a grocery store. I just went to the kiosk. It was great. But yeah, it's very, I don't know, Gotham-y, in that it's like, oh yeah, like this obviously takes place in like a shithole of a city. So terrible things are happening, but like the characters that you're following are super fun and, relatable. So it was just good times. Didn't I guess for lack of a better word, hit you over the head with like, oh, it's a movie about female empowerment. Like, no, it just is. And I think that was what I enjoyed about it, was that, you just got to enjoy the characters doing their thing. It was good times. So I recommend it. Check it out. Also, I think I'm done drawing these two. And I can't be asked to draw her hand. She's going to be doing this bullshit Bruce Timm thing, which nobody does with their hands ever. Alright. Oops. So fun fact, I did try to sort of get ahead of the curve and prep my files beforehand, but then I had to restart my computer, so you guys get to see opening up all the windows in my program. I'm trying to think. I feel like I want to put somebody right here. I don't know who. I think I'm going to put Alfred. GVK. Oh, okay. It took me a second. Number one, I had none. I didn't see that pop up, but now I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Gorilla vs. Kong. I don't know if you guys saw it on Twitter, but someone had done, because there's a big ship stuck in the Suez Canal, so of course there have been 10 million memes about it, and I'm here for all of them. But someone had done the movie poster poses of Kong and Godzilla lifting up the Ever Given, and it was very good. And honestly, I would watch that movie so much. Just please give me the plight of this freight ship crew as Godzilla and Kong just do battle around them. Meanwhile, everybody's Amazon packages are stuck in the Suez Canal, but big monsters. Yeah, these are very definitely Sears catalog poses. Buy this blazer, $2.99. You know, what's that, where they're like, oh, what was this celebrity wearing? Get this look. Wear what they wore for the low price of, whatever. I'm gonna put Alfred over here, just looking so haggard. He's just like, Master Bruce, could you and Miss Kyle please stop making googly eyes at each other in the foyer? Please come to the sitting room. Please go anywhere but here. Alfred's got a mustache. Alfred is the best part of Batman the Animated Series. Batman takes himself way too seriously, and Alfred is down there to take him down a peg. It's like, Master Bruce, you run around the city street fighting criminals. You're a billionaire. What are you even doing? Oh boy. I love Alfred so much. Also, I feel like he's a little more slightly built. He's just like, Master Bruce, could you two please stop Sears catalog posing in the foyer? Let's see, what's a butler pose? Arm out front. Towel over arm. Alright. But yeah. I think the ship is still stuck, right? They had cut together like an action trailer of really just dudes in suits kind of looking at the problem, and it was almost like watching, again, for not as an insult, but it was like watching a sort of a student production of like a film trailer, because it had this sort of generic music, and yeah, just not a lot was happening in this film trailer, but it was really fun to watch because it was just like a bunch of dudes going like, yep, that sure is a ship, that sure is stuck. Yeah, Alfred is for sure like, Master Bruce, you have so much money. You could lobby the government. You could effect change in the system in a way that such a small percentage of the population can do. And yet, here we are in your cavernous Batcave with the world's most advanced computer, so you can go out and fight a clown. Batman is for sure just the most ludicrous premise. You just have to not look at it too closely. You have to take it at face value. And definitely rewatching the series, it's like, oh yeah, there's points where I'm just like, I have to re-engage my suspension of disbelief, because it's trying really hard to disengage it. Alrighty, Kat, we'll see ya. Good luck on your homework. Go philosophize. We'll be here probably still waxing poetic about stuck ships. Yeah, I think the last estimate I saw, not even estimate, it was like the last update I saw for the ship was like, oh yeah, like we don't have like a definite answer on what we can do with it. So, and I feel like that was just like last night. So, I'm definitely hoping they get like a solution for that. I feel like it's one of those, not absurdist headlines, but it's just like, I don't know, like you just take it for granted, like, oh yeah, ships go through that canal all the time without a problem. Wait, it's how wide? It's how deep? And these ships are, someone had done like a fictional vehicle comparison. This ship is bigger than the Starship Enterprise from uh, the the Enterprise I'm familiar with from like Next Generation. It's this huge, so that kind of put it in perspective. But yeah, I think these folks are done. We've got the whole Sears catalog family here. We've got Selena Kyle. We've got Jack Bruce Wayne. We've got just tired Alfred. Time to move on to the next. Time for me to save my file. Killer Croc is a great villain. I love him so much. I just watched one of the sort of villain-centric episodes where they're all just sitting around playing cards, talking about the times they almost got Batman. And they all have these big, elaborate sort of plots because, of course, they're the sort of rogues gallery of Batman. So they're all like, oh yeah, like I rigged up this field of pumpkins to explode and spread poisonous gas. And yada yada yada. And Killer Croc is like, yeah, I like brought him to a cave and threw a rock at him. And everybody just goes like silent. And he's like, it was a big rock. And I'm like, Killer Croc is the best. So maybe I should draw, hey, we've drawn some good guys / morally gray villains. Let's draw some bad guys. Speaking of, since we're talking about Killer Croc, let's draw Killer Croc. Killer Croc has horrendous posture, and we love him for it. I feel like Killer Croc isn't even, I forget what his sort of introductory episode was. Like, I forget what his actual crime was. I feel like Killer Croc is just like a dude. He's just like a guy who just happens to be a crocodile. I don't know that, again, I don't recall, even though I feel like I just watched it like a few days ago. I honestly don't recall what his crime is. It's like, were you just like a convict who was just like, oh, okay, well, I've got some weird epidermal disease. Maybe I should just go turn to a life of crime. I don't know. But I like Killer Croc. What a great guy. Ooh, I gotta draw King Shark, absolutely. So fun fact, I do remember this, because it just happened yesterday, so I was just going through a bunch of episodes, just kind of watching them one after the other while I was doing chores, and I had to stop and sort of look at the, look at the screen, because there were just like 3, Animal People episodes all in a row, and it wasn't even Killer Croc or King Shark, it was like, they turned Catwoman into a cat, like a straight up furry. And then the next one was, like the Batman, like the dude who turns into a bat, so I guess the werebat from like the very first episode. And then a werewolf, just a straight werewolf episode. And I was like, they were all just like in a row, and I was like, my god, like, this is where that one sort of post where they're like, how did any 90s kid make it out of the 90s and into the early aughts without turning into a furry? Because it was like literally not even an episode separating them. Just one right after the other. Man-Bat. Yes. Yes, good. Man-Bat. Yeah, it was... The number of episodes, just the frequency with which they occurred was astonishing. I'm not sure what Killer Croc is going to be doing. Maybe he's going to be hoisting a big rock and just talking about how that's his master plan. Oh, circus incident for Killer Croc. I see. Yeah, it's always interesting looking at the villains' backstories, and some of them it's like, they've got a point. Others, not so much. Like, the Riddler's sort of origin story is like, oh, he was a dude who got, he's like a content creator, like a game creator. The company stole his idea and basically fired him, and then went on to sell millions of copies of that game. And he was penniless and destitute and became the Riddler. And it was like, you know what? Riddler honestly has a point. This is the plight of artists. Pay me for my work. Don't fire me. So Edward Nygma had a point. Edward Nygma, 2021. Okay, Killer Croc's sort of bad posture is going to be the end of me. Man-Bat. Yeah, so in the latest episode of the Man-Bat sort of saga, it was actually Woman-Bat, because it was the guy's wife. So original Man-Bat was cured, and then turns out his wife was transforming. She was the Werebat. But confusingly, she had a male chest when she turned into the bat creature. So, for 90s children's television's sake, they couldn't show Lady Bat nips. And I think I thank them for that. So let's see. Killer Croc. He's got just a brow ridge, I think. Does he have a nose? I feel like he's very Voldemort-y in his sort of facial structure. Let's see, he's got... I've just drawn Iron Man. Oh no. Okay, I give up. I'm going to cheat and look up Killer Croc. And if this turns out like the last time I tried Googling something on stream, I'm going to be very specific in which Killer Croc I want. I don't want, like, oh, Killer Croc found in Florida, ate 3 dogs. No, I want Killer Croc, Batman the Animated Series, please. Give me that. And just as I was typing that up, of course I get Killer Croc, Suicide Squad, Killer Croc, Arkham Asylum. So many Killer Crocs. So many iterations. Okay. Yeah, honestly, they paint him as like, oh, he's so hideous, he's so, whatever. I'm like, this is just a dude. Okay, so he does have, gosh, just like the most muscular brows. Permanent angry. Yep, no boobs allowed in the 90s. Which, Batman the Animated Series really, I think, pushed the envelope in terms of the content they included. It was a dark show. Stuff is just happening all over the place, and I'm like, wow, I want to say they wouldn't allow that in kids programming nowadays, but tough to say. I don't watch a lot of kid shows these days. All right. He's got cheekbones, and he's just got a grin. He's just a dude with a different, like, skeletal structure. If he had like a straight up alligator head or whatever, I feel like, oh yeah, there's something happening. Killer Croc is just a guy. A guy with a big smile. A big sharp friend. Gustav is a real Killer Croc. Gustav? Not sure who that is. Also, he has ears. Okay. Killer Croc is just a D&D orc. Maybe that's why I'm like super chill with him. He predated my awareness of D&D. And he explains why I like orcs. Okay. He's shredded. He's a big boy. He's got crocodile abs. His abs look like a crocodile belly. That's amazing. I love it. Oh, what a friend. So here's this Sears catalog pose. You get these shredded pants for $150. He's wearing some very stylish capris. He doesn't believe in pants. He has the daintiest ankles. And sharp toes. Alright. Killer Croc, the convict. Stylish, most stylish of them all. He's carrying this rock like a boombox. Killer Croc, what are you doing with your life? Alright, he's gonna be... Gotta show off these nice ankles, yeah. The running theme of me drawing anything, regardless of whether it's on stream or not, is just, I will begin drawing anywhere on the page, knowing that I will have to change the size of the drawing eventually. It's just become part of my muscle memory as an artist, is just accepting that, I'm just gonna draw. I know myself. I'm gonna resize it later. Alright, look at this sharp friend. He just wants to give you a rock. And I know I just saw King Shark. I feel like in a trailer. I don't think he's shown up in... I don't know if he shows up in Batman the Animated Series. I actually don't know. I do know he shows up in the Harley Quinn cartoon, which I do want to see, because that looks fun. And King Shark apparently went out with Constantine, and that became a thing on the Twitters, so we're learning all about the DC bad boys. But King Shark is literally just a shark. He's a shark friend. Was it in Suicide Squad where they mentioned King Shark going out with Constantine? Or was King Shark in Suicide Squad? I did not see Suicide Squad. I saw sort of the promo materials for it and was like, this doesn't really jive with me. I'm not super interested in this. Birds of Prey, however, totally awesome. Loved it. Good stuff. King Shark is just a triangle boy. Holy cow. He's round, but also triangle. I love this art of him. What a friend. The new one. Oh, yeah. The new Suicide Squad. I don't think I've actually seen a full trailer of it. I think I just saw... I've just been seeing like little snippets of it around the Twitters. So it looks interesting. The new one, I don't think I would mind watching. But I have to withhold judgment until I think I actually see a trailer of it. Sylvester Stallone is the voice of King Shark. That's amazing. Yeah, I never actually knew what King Shark's voice was, because I think in that one little snippet of the cartoon I saw, he doesn't even say anything, he just winks. Oh boy. King Shark knows he's hot stuff. I'm gonna give him... King Shark is just a big jacked dude with a shark head. I feel like that's true of a lot of Batman villains. Just big, strong dude. You know, sexy lady. Everybody's got their gimmick. I think Sylvester Stallone... I won't be able to unhear that now. Yo, Harley. What does Sylvester Stallone sound like? I only know Rocky quotes. What does King Shark's feet look like? Also, in this art I'm pulling up, he's wearing like a hoodie. And he just... Again, he just looks like a dude. He looks like a model in a old Navy catalog. I think King Shark looks like he would wear like just big combat boots. Welcome to my nostalgia / I resize characters live stream. King Shark says nom. Yep, accurate. Accurate to his namesake. Does King... I don't know if you would know this, Crazy Croc Roll, but does King Shark have, like, any latent powers other than being a shark? Can he, like, Aquaman and control nearby fish? Or is it literally just like, oh no, he can just straight eat you in one bite? I feel like I need to do a deep dive on King Shark. I'm drawing a villain I know nothing about. I'm a sham. He does have tiny legs though, so I do have to fix this. And that is very Street Sharks-like. And that begs the question, which came first? King Shark or Street Sharks? And I'm sorry to say that I don't know the answer to this. I'm gonna give him a hoodie like in this art I'm looking at. He just looks adorable. Just a chonk. Just shark. Oh, and he can swim fast. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, he just looks like a big dude. I feel like the shark thing is even secondary to the fact that he's built like a club bouncer. It's like, you're not gonna eat me? No, I'm just gonna pound the stuffing out of you. I don't need to eat you. So, he's jacked. Got long arms. King Shark. I think I'm gonna give him a tiny crown. Because that seems fitting. All of these frontal views of him are just so good because he looks like... he just looks so round and vaguely like he's smiling. I'm gonna make him look kind of angry. I'll try to make him look angry. I feel like he'll still look friendly from the front. Yeah, like, he's just like, Croc had a circus incident. King Shark just had a club incident. Someone spilled a bunch of drinks on him, and he turned into a big shark. Seems about right. I think it's his eyes. They've given him these, like, they're shark eyes, but they look kind of like how I draw, like, squirrel eyes, and they just look so friendly. Oh, you can't make King Shark look very threatening. Not from the front. He just looks like a friend. Okay, so King Shark is older, and he appeared in the comic books. I see. And you know what? That does make sense, because I feel like Street Sharks was sort of the 90s response to the success of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was an explosion of, like, you know, noun, adverb, something, something, noun. There was, like, Samurai Pizza Cats, there was Biker Mice from Mars, Street Sharks. there was like a whole slew of those things. Um, so that does make sense. Good to know. King shark, older than them all, and thus tiny crown for king shark. How small? This small. Yep. Oh gosh. I need an odd number of tines. I think it needs to be smaller. It needs to be even more absurd. Extreme dinosaurs. Oh my goodness. That is bringing up some memories. I would have to actually like Google that to sort of picture the actual cartoon in my head though. Oh no, never apologize for nerd. This is a nerd friendly stream. I'm sitting here drawing art of a series that's like, like 20 years old. There's no judgment here. Well, at least not for that. I do not guarantee that I will not judge for some other things, but that certainly is not one of them. King Shark will definitely either welcome you and keep you safe or wreck your shit. Yes, absolutely, 10. He's either a big friend or a big enemy. He's the dude who is just like the best bro if you're on his good side, and yeah, will just delete you if you step out of line. Yes, we are all nerds here. You are in good company. Yeah, I run D&D games, and my buddies play D&D with me, so yeah, if we're out here judging anybody for being nerds, then we are throwing rocks and glass houses. King Shark's hands are the best. Just pointless. Just little 3-finger stumpies. Yeah, King Shark is jacked like that so he can give the best hugs. I love King Shark. And I'm for real gonna do a deep dive on King Shark lore sometime this week. I'm sorry I don't know that much about you, my friend, but I promise I will learn more about the Bouncer King. Alright, he's got a teeny little hoodie. Yep, what a good friend. Sweatpants and hoodie. And like combat boots. Yep. Just the neck on that thing alone could fit 3 killer Crocs. He has to get all of his clothes custom made because he's got this like 100-inch neck and this like 40-inch waist. Just proportions like this do not exist in humans. But yeah. Also, I think I'm just gonna make him just a little bit bigger, just so we can stand on the same ground plane as Killer Croc. There we go. Couple of bros just hanging out in front of. I'm gonna put them in front of the club. He does have a beef neck. Yeah, I feel like these are the unrealistic proportion bros. I'm gonna make the people like super small, because Killer Croc is big. Just everyone is small compared to King Shark. Beef bros. Yep, these are the beef bros. I'm gonna give King Shark a sweatshirt that says Beef Bros. Thank you for that. That's very good. So I've been watching this show called Taskmaster, which is this very British comedy show that's for free on YouTube. It came up in my algorithm one night, and I was just so fascinated. I kept watching it, and now I'm officially hooked. And one of the hosts doesn't look that big, just because it's TV and he's sitting down most of the time. But then sometimes he'll stand up, and one time it was like, holy crap, how tall is this guy? He is 6'8". And his co-host is like 6'1", and he calls him Little Alex. But the only reason Little Alex is even called that is because his cohort is like almost 7 feet tall. He's a giant, so it's kind of the same thing, where it's like, okay, Killer Croc, yes, is big, but compared to this guy, he's not that big. Oh my gosh, King Shark is 9 feet tall? Well, I guess his head alone is like, God, like 4 feet tall, so that makes sense. King Shark is like 80% torso and like 60% just head. But yeah, those are our beef boys, our beef bros. Let's keep moving on. I think I would be remiss if we were drawing male villains if we didn't get a couple of the ladies in here. So, I did Catwoman, but she's like a morally gray anti-hero, I think. It's like, she's not doing crimes. What she's doing is illegal, but it's not necessarily bad, I guess. So I won't put her in the villain category, and plus I already drew her. I think I will draw Poison Ivy. Yes, definitely. I just glanced over right as that popped up in the chat, but yes, I'll definitely draw Poison Ivy. She's great. And Harley Quinn. Yes, you beat me to it. Not only are they great characters, but also, like, aren't they canonically involved at some point? So they have just great chemistry. Harley, better chemistry than with Joker. One would argue. So let's see. I think with them we gotta do like a composition. Let's see. Poison Ivy has got plants. The only plant I know is Piranha Plant, which is the wrong series entirely. But I think I want to include it just for fun. It's my stream. I do what I want. So we're gonna go outside. Batman. Mario's a 90s thing. Mario's nostalgic. I'm gonna put a Piranha Plant in here. I said I would draw Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, and then I drew a plant instead. But I think it's gonna be like doing like a dog. It's just gonna be chilling. It's just gonna be hanging out while the two girlfriends are like having a latte or something. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's just gonna be doing like what a cat does, or like what dogs do. If you're sitting with like a bud, and the dog is like, "No, me too," and squeezes in between you. And I'm only saying this because I just got back from my buddy's place where I was talking to my friend, and the dog was like, just entirely up in my business. Like, "Excuse me, but have you considered petting dog?" And I was like, "I'm petting you right now." Oh yes, the Piranha Plant is very Audrey 2, or Audrey the 2nd. I've never actually seen Little Shop of Horrors. I'm only aware of it through like pop culture osmosis. I'm aware that it exists. I'm aware of sort of the general concept. I've actually seen behind the scenes of like how they animated, right, the giant Piranha Plant, and it's amazing. But I've never actually seen it. That is one failing of mine. So it's on my to watch pile. Again, I just don't watch things. There's whole slews of things where I'm just like, I haven't seen that. I exist in a vacuum of media. I know, don't judge me. I have to watch it. Oh boy. I will. Is it a musical? Is there singing numbers in it? I feel like I've seen the plant sing, so my guess is yes. Also, Poison Ivy, your neck is entirely in the wrong place. Yeah, this is why I should keep practicing. you think your body would remember, but just like with anything, if you don't keep at it, you lose it. Okay, Poison Ivy's outfit is more holes than fabric. That is what I recall. Poison Ivy Batman. Poison Ivy is definitely one of those phrases that I have to type in its entirety. What would I get if I just typed in Poison Ivy? Plants. Only plants. Oh, it is a musical. All right, good to know. Late 90s was not a bad time to be born. The 90s were a wild time. Not a bad time, just a wild one. All right, I think I see what's happening here. There we go. She is wearing a bikini. She's wearing a leotard and a one-piece bathing suit, which is what most of the ladies on Batman the Animated Series wear. It's like, give me somebody who's just wearing something practical, please. Catwoman suit looks like it's spray painted on her. It's like, come on, man. Come on. The movies at least try to make it look like, oh, you know, this is something they can maybe move around in. Maybe. I don't know. Catwoman is just one of those where it's like, her suit is so impractical. When you are trying to rob places, I don't think spandex is the best choice. Number one, there's no place to put all the stuff that you just stole. No pockets. Give me Catwoman with pockets, so she could hide all of her ill-gotten goods. Ooh. Yeah, Poison Ivy's a great character. Props to everybody who cosplays her. And props to you in advance for cosplaying her. Right? And vinyl is super squeaky, too. It's like, come on. Like, you brush against something and get stuck there because between your body heat and whatever the surface is, it's just no good. Okay. She's got, honestly, the rad boots. Poison Ivy is a fashion icon. Yeah, what a great character. Again, Poison Ivy isn't necessarily... The way she goes about it is all wrong. She's essentially an eco-terrorist, but, you know, she wants to see the planet saved and healthy. Arguably just for plants, but, you know, her heart is kind of in the right place, I would argue. Alright, so she's got some spiky boots. Spiky boots and tights, which are not going to show up in this version. Because I'm not going to shade it in. But, you know, the rest of her thing is implied. Oh, but she does have gloves. Let's see. She's got gloves, and she also has like a really cool crossbow. Arm crossbow thing? Yeah. She's gonna be holding tea. How to draw somebody holding a teacup? Question mark. She's also got like little mermaid hair. Very just a lot of volume. Ooh, excuse me. A lot of volume, impossible bangs. Just like Swamp Thing. Oh, is Swamp Thing just an eco-terrorist too? Or didn't he and Poison Ivy have a thing too? I feel like I piece of media. I don't remember. I'm losing track of all the DC universe stuff. I feel like they were an item? Question mark? Alright, so she's got tea. Now here's a question. Tea is made of plants. Can poison ivy even drink tea? Isn't that like defeating the purpose? Oh no. These are not the questions I wanted to ask myself during the stream. The hard questions of Batman villains. Alright. So she's gonna... Let's see, she's got pointy chin, heart-shaped face, I've got her hair wrong, but that's okay. I will fix it. Oh, he's like a god of plants. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I admittedly do not know a lot about, like, the finer details of some of the media I consume. Batman the Animated Series, that's pretty much kind of the limits of my knowledge. Like, I haven't read the Batman comics. For me, it's just, there's so many. There's so many, I don't know where to start. I have neither the money nor the time. Poison Ivy could definitely be drinking sap tea. I accept this. Canon. I do not know how to depict that, but I accept this reality. Alright, all Bruce Timm's ladies are just impossibly pouty. Also, my anchor changed. Why did that do that? Yeah, like if something catches my attention, so a good example of this would be like King Shark, right? I get like intrigued by a very specific part of the lore, and I'll maybe learn a lot about that, but the surrounding stuff, it's just like, oh, there's so much. There's so much lore, and it's all kind of contradictory, because so many people have written it, you know, kind of lots of hands in the pie, so to speak. So what may be canon in one storyline is not necessarily canon in all storylines. And it's like, I can barely keep track of, you know, sort of single storylines in the media, like I'm a huge fan of. Now you're asking me to keep track of multiple storylines? I'm sorry, I have perhaps 2 brain cells to rub together occasionally to make a spark. I don't have I don't have that kind of brain power. Alright, so I finally got Poison Ivy down. Her arms are in all sorts of janky angles. That's okay. I'm going to draw this piranha plant and make these teeth look like Hershey's Kisses. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, this is nice. I'm very glad to learn more about, again, things I don't know about via somebody who's better versed in them than I. So thank you for all of the knowledge. I do appreciate it. Yeah, and I do like, again, talking about how you have to sort of suspend your disbelief with some of these. I think, kind of like how some people watching, say, like Lord of the Rings would be like, oh man, all these tropes are so tired, like I've seen them all before, this is so derivative. I feel like Batman is just one of those long-lived series where it's like so many of the tropes were done like for the first time and were groundbreaking when they happened. Now it's like, oh, okay, you know, how do we reinvent that? How do we keep it fresh for an audience that has seen this multiple times in multiple iterations? So Swamp Thing, I think, is, it even feels very, like as a concept, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen that B movie, you know, the Swamp Thing that came from under the sink or whatever. But yeah, I like the idea of him being like, oh, he's a god of plants. Oh, he gets along with poison ivy. Okay, I gotta figure out how Harley Quinn fits into this. She's gonna be sitting maybe over here. Yeah, and I think I would be remiss if I watched Birds of Prey today and like didn't draw Harley Quinn, especially on a nostalgia stream. Come on. Am I ready for Robert Pattinson Batman? Um, so Patman? I did not watch. I haven't actually seen any of the Batfleck movies. Um, the ones with Ben Affleck. Yeah, I'm only going to refer to them by their like sort of actor, their actor acronyms. I haven't seen any of the Affleck Batman. Um, and I'm kind of indifferent to Affleck Batman. Um, I have nothing against it, but I'm also not super just like, oh my gosh, like I super have to, consume this bit of media. Um, it's more like, oh, like if I see it, I see it. If I don't, that's also no big deal. Um, Part of me is more interested in watching Patman, um, just because I think there's a subset of people who are mad about it. Um, like, you can't have a vampire play Batman, and it's like, well, I would argue, isn't he the perfect person to play Batman? Because historically, vampire, or, according to lore, oh, like, vampires can turn into bats. Like, this is just the natural progression. This is like Pokemon. Like, uh-oh, Robert Pattinson is evolving from Edward into Batman. I think it's just a natural leap. So, I think it's funny. I have, you know, I think it would be fun to watch. Um, oh, I didn't realize that he would be playing young Bruce Wayne Batman. Yeah, I think I heard the news, whenever that broke, and was just like, oh, okay, like new person to take up the mantle. Um, you know, no big deal. I just thought it was funny because of who it was. Um, but yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be fun. Because in keeping with, again, sort of the Batman centric theme, in the 90s there was just like a whole revolving wheel of Batmen. There was, at least the ones I'm familiar with, there was gosh, who was the first one that I can remember? Val Kilmer was the second. There was someone before him that his name eludes me, but it was like Val Kilmer. Didn't George Clooney or somebody play Batman at some point? There was like a whole revolving cast of them. So the idea of Batman being one person, like, that's not, again, that's sort of my memory. It's just like, oh yeah, like a ton of people have played him. I don't care who it is. So yeah, I do think it's funny though. People are like, oh, he can't play Batman. Dude, literally everybody under the sun has played Batman. Cool your jets. He's not sacred. Adam West, oh yes. Adam West, in the TV show, right? Sort of classic Batman. Christian Bale, oh yes. I forgot about Bale, man. So Christian Bale, gosh, who's the first one? That's gonna bug me. The one who predated Val Kilmer. There was someone before him in like the early 90s movies. And then it was like, oh, Val Kilmer's the new one. Oh, George Clooney's the new one. Oh, Christian Bale's the new one. It's like James Bond. It's always gonna be somebody new. Don't get stuck on your Batman. Because he's gonna change in like, when did Batfleck come into being? Was that like, I don't know, 2015? You know, they just change every few years. Get used to it. Okay, I'm not sure what Harley's doing. I think she's wrapped up like a pretzel somehow. She's sitting strangely, because that seems about right. Do I know where her legs are going? I don't. I've also elected not to draw her in her classic 90s getup, which is sort of the iconic like red and black Harley Quinn suit. But she does have pigtails, so I guess that's not too far off. So she's in her civvies. And I think she's going to be wearing, I don't know, a tank top. Something relaxing. They're having a sleepover. They're having a girls' night. She's going to be in pajamas. Michael Keaton. That's who it was. Thank you. That was going to be haunting me for the rest of the stream, and I was just going to stop. I was like 2 seconds away from just being like, okay, I'm going to Google this. Yeah, Michael Keaton. That's the one. Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer, George Clooney. Val Kilmer being notable, at least in my mind, for the one who had like the bat credit card and the suit with the bat nips built into it. Like I said, the 90s were a wild time. Oh boy. And just, what's his name? As Robin. Who was Robin? I think his suit had like nips built into it. It was just a funky time. Right? Things were different back then. Okay. She's got her feet tucked back here, and they're just gonna be having a nice old time. Yeah, her pigtails, I think that's one of the, Harley she's just a good design. She's got good appeal. She's a fun character. Like, she's just somebody who enjoys life. Has a PhD. She reminds us in Birds of Prey. But yeah, she's a chill character. I like her. Alright, she's gonna be looking over. They're gonna be just looking over at each other. They're gonna be talking. About what? Who knows? And I think this is peak Harley face. Even when she's relaxing, it's just like energetic. I think I would find her exhausting if I knew her in real life. Yeah, so Batman has at least in the movie side of things, it's like a revolving cast of people. So it's like, oh yeah, Batman, bring it on. You know, it's just the next in a chain of characters. Batman and Harley Quinn. Is that one of the animated like specials? Because I feel like I did. Not that I've seen it, but I feel like I've heard of it, or I saw it in one of the like a streaming service. It's all blending together like time. Nightwing. Nightwing sleeps with Harley. Oh gosh. Seems about right. I'm like, hey, rock on. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I saw someone had posted like the Harley cinematic universe, and it had like Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, Suicide Squad, 2021. And I was like, oh, I'd be okay with this. I'm kind of indifferent to the male villains, but yeah, give me more Harley Quinn. She's cool. Give me more Harley Quinn teamed up with King Shark. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Batman and Harley Quinn. Um, well, even in this series, the old 90s series, it's always like Batman is just a grump and Harley is just herself. So it's always fun to watch the interplay between the two. Because Batman, when he is Batman, is just peak grump. It's a good chemistry. It's one of my favorite types of chemistry. Is just, uh, here, I'll do a diagram of it. Since I haven't actually drawn Batman, imagine in this stream, I've drawn Bruce Wayne, but not Batman. So grumpy Batman. Peak frown. More frown. Eh. And then Harley is just, usually I think she drapes herself over him. And because Batman is just like this huge dude, it's just hysterical. Because Harley is just like, yay. Also, Birds of Prey had this really great, like, opening animated sequence that was just fun to watch. And as an animator, I was very appreciative of it. It was just like a really well done animated sequence. And I was tripping out because I was like, heck yeah. I just thought this was just going to be straight live action, but we got like a neat little recap done in animation. Loved it. Alright, so let's see. Batman is just a shape, right? He's just... This is Batman. I have drawn Batman. I'm going to flood fill this in a second. Okay, so she's got to be like defying all physics. He's not even like bent over with effort. She's literally just using him like a balancing pole. Yay! Nope, this foot's got to be pointed down. Yeah. We'll give her... I'm just gonna put her in like a t-shirt, question mark. She's in civvies. This is not canonical to any episode of Batman. Let's see. Are all of the gaps closed? Be exciting. Nope. They weren't all closed. Oh no. Where's the opening at? Batman, why are you not a solid shape? Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. I got it. Boom. Alright, now I gotta fill in his eyeballs, or else he will just flood the canvas again. Boop. There we go. Aha! And he's gonna be like, drape, drape. Yep. It's raining, yeah. Honestly, though, that is Gotham, right? It's like, okay, I need you to draw a background of Gotham. Okay, great. So that just means, like, 90% of the composition is just going to be just gray or black. Yep, there we go. I have drawn it. I've drawn Gotham. And there's, like, a city over here. But Gotham is, for the most part, just, like, really shitty New York City. New York shitty, if you will. There we go. But yeah, I love their energy. It's like the best thing. Like, take Joker out of it. I just love the dynamic between Batman and Harley. It's good. Peak grump, peak crazy. Good times. Let's see. Can I do the bat signal in reverse? Can I carve it out? Can I? Oh boy, probably not. See, I make things hard for myself, and I don't need to. So I think the bat signal, I thought this as a kid, and I still think it now. I always thought it looked like a mouth. It just looked like, it just looks like somebody's got their mouth open, and there's just like a bunch of teeth happening. And anytime I try to draw it, that's always what I think, without fail. Even now, Like, it's like those hidden pictures where it's like, oh, what do you see? Do you see two old women or a young woman? Blah, blah, blah. When I look at the bat signal, I see a mouth. My curse. I wasn't meaning on drawing a whole scene, but I'm actually into this. I really like it. Okay, great. What have we done? We've done Bruce Wayne. We've done Catwoman / Selena Kyle, Alfred, Killer Croc, King Shark, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn twice. Fitting. After this live stream, back to making a head cast. Oh, interesting. Are you making a head cast of yourself? Interesting. I'm intrigued. Ooh, we've got 30 minutes left. I could fit a whole bunch of drawings in. Yeah, it's the alternate cover of the animated series you were telling me about. Where's my eraser? It would help if I was on the right layer. Batman and Harley Quinn. Huh. Interesting. I bet. It sounds like it would be difficult. It's... Cast making, I think, is already kind of a, like, dicey proposition. There's just so many things that can go wrong, but if you're making a head cast of yourself, that's even... That takes it up to new levels, I think. Solomon Grundy? Oh my goodness. I definitely have to look up reference for this person. Solomon Grundy. Isn't he, is he alligator themed? Or is he just, does he just look like a horror, villain? Oh, Solomon Grundy. He's a gray guy. Again, he's an orc. Huh. Okay. I think I might hold off on doing Solomon Grundy. This has turned into the Batman stream. So, I kind of want to do some Robins. I think I need to do at least one Robin. Oh, he's a zombie. Okay. I feel like I have exactly sort of one... It's not even like a mental image of him. It's just kind of like a voice clip where he speaks in the third person, where it's like, oh, Solomon Grundy angry. Which is why I was like, I'm not sure of his, what his deal is, or what his gimmick is. I'm not sure which Robin I want to draw. Part of me wants to do Dick Grayson, sort of college version Robin first, and then maybe Tim Drake. So maybe medium Robin and then teeny Robin. He is a beefy zombie. It's just like an incredibly jacked zombie. If zombie apocalypse happened and Solomon Grundy they were all just Solomon Grundy type zombies, I feel like we would be overwhelmed quite quickly. Yeah, he's just like Frankenstein zombie. Yeah, that would not be good times for us. So let's do Dick Grayson, who is not so beefy as Batman. Less a square, more a rectangle. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday, christened on Tuesday, marry on Wednesday. Is that part of his lore, or is that I think like some sort of outside piece of media? I'm not familiar with that particular poem. Also, side note, being married 3 days after you're born, I would argue is not recommended. Alright, we have Teenage Robin. Made him skinnier than I think he actually is. But that's okay. I think Robin always got sort of the short end of the deal. So I feel like he didn't even get like the underwear to wear over the outside of his tights. It was just tights. It's like, oh, poor guy. At least Batman has underwear over the top. Let's see. He's got like a Robin Hood type collar. Yeah, the opening of Robin's suit is, I feel like, just a polo. I'm going to try to do this from memory, and then I'm going to look up the real picture and see how badly I messed up. This way I can balance out all of the pictures I looked at. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. And I think he has like t-shirt sleeves. Again, Robin is just wearing a polo. Yeah. To be fair, I think both he and Batman were groinal protection. In fact, I think that is the one piece of Batman trivia that I know where it's like, oh, why do you wear a bright yellow logo right in the middle of your chest? And it's like, oh, so the villains aim there when they're shooting at me. That's where all the armor is. It's like, that makes sense. Big, obvious target. Let's see. He's got a utility belt. They all have utility belts. So the amount of times in the series that the villains are like, oh, we're just going to take your belt. Not your mask. Not anything else. Just your belt. Is just, again, if you were doing the shots game, you'd have alcohol poisoning in like the first episode alone. It's really good. It's a good series. I love it. Alright, Boy Wonder definitely puts hands on hips. Or like fist on hip. Sort of this action. Foreshortened glove. Yeah, he's got spunk. He's like, heh, I'm here to help Batman. Yeah, they've got a good dynamic too. I like the banter between Batman and Robin. At least in the animated series, it's like Batman's annoying younger brother. Ooh, yeah, we have to draw Batgirl. Heck yeah. So I think this will be a page of Robins and Batgirl. That sounds like a good plan. What kind of boots do you wear, Robin? Do they tilt up like this? I feel like they do. Pointy boots. Oh no, you know what I'm thinking of is like 1950s or 1970s Robin, where he doesn't even have tights, where he's just straight up wearing like booty shorts, and it's just his bare legs. That's what I was thinking of, where I was like, oh, poor kid. No, 90s Batman, or 90s Robin has it easy, I think, compared to him. Oh no, how does the cape attach? I guess it does this? No. I feel like it's triangular. Like this? Question mark? Gosh. For all the superhero media that I watch, which is admittedly not a lot, how do capes attach? I don't draw a lot of capes. Okay, there we go. Okay, he has a mask. I do like how their eyes widen and like blink. So they're like these like opaque white eyeballs, but they can actually emote using them. It's so good. Oh, you're tagging me. Yes, by all means. Go for it. Alright, so we've got punk Robin. Sort of a sassy punk Robin who he's got a logo, right? It's like an R, I think. He's probably got some stitching on his sleeves. And he's got like a foof for hair, I think. Yeah, like he changes his hairstyle when he becomes Robin. He has like a yuppie haircut when he's not out fighting crime, and then he like foofs it back. Because they'll never recognize me when I change my hairstyle, which, accurate. I've talked about my face blindness before. I would absolutely be that civilian who could not recognize Superman if he just put on his glasses. My curse. But yeah, we've got Dick Grayson. And then I think, who's next? Let's draw Tim Drake. Little Tim Drake. The littlest of the Robins. Who's just literal a child. And whose hair I do not recall. Actually, he probably does a bit of a spiky too, I think. Forget it. I'm not gonna draw it. I'm just gonna give him a little kid haircut. Oh, what did I call? I missed it. What did I call before you said it? Joker Robin. I feel like there's been so many Robins. And I can't possibly keep track of them all. Nope. Big mask. He's got big eyes, because he is literal child. Oh yeah. Nope, that definitely would work on me. Yeah, I would absolutely be like, yeah, no, I have never seen Batman and Bruce Wayne. Or I've definitely seen them in the same room. Bruce Wayne could not possibly be Batman. It would absolutely fool me. But the best part is Harvey Dent, or Two-Face, who was like one of Bruce Wayne's best friends, being like, oh yeah, no, they're super not the same person. So I'm like, yep. Good. I'm in good company. Bad company, I guess? Who's to say? Alright. Yep. I'm just making the teeniest Robin. I'm just giving him the proportions of like a 7-year-old. Bruce, you have so many issues. You could be enacting change for good and you have children out here street fighting criminals. What is happening? Never said it was the most practical way to fight crime. Possibly the most fun. It's like, when does he sleep? Gets in at like 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's like, don't you have meetings the next day? I get that you have like your Playboy persona, but it's also like, Bruce Wayne just doesn't sleep. He just circles under his eyes for days. I feel like he's got tights too, right? All the Robins wear like the little tights. Meep. And the boots. And this Robin is giving me Link energy from Zelda, because he's wearing like a little tunic with big old boots. Oh no, my preferred media is leaking out into everything I'm drawing. Alright. Just the littlest cape. Superhero Link. Oh yes. The ultimate crossover. I would do that. I should do that, actually. I should do, you know, draw video games as like different styles. That would be a possible stream. And his cape looks like a skirt. So I'm going to erase that. Alright, there we go. Superhero Link. Boom. Yeah, just needs blonde hair. I think all the Robins are brunettes. I don't think there's a blonde one among them. Actually, there's like that alternate universe Robin who's got like red hair, and is like the sidekick of like big grizzled Batman, and I don't know where that fits into the story, or the overall canon. But yeah, there was one that had like glasses and red hair, and was a girl, I think. Okay, so we got two Robins, um, doing the exact same pose. Let's do Batgirl. Let's do Babs. Yeah, I have not reached the point in the series yet where Barbara Gordon becomes Batgirl. Not yet. Not yet. Do you see her ears? I think you might. You could definitely see her eyes, which is like, come on, give her the cool, opaque white eyes that the boys have. Why do we have to see part of her identity? Alright. Does she have bat ears? Of course. Wait, does she have bat ears and you can see her ears? Questions. Old man bats. I like old man bats because he's just... Bruce Wayne is built like a square, but old man Batman is just a cube. He's just solid. That's right, you can even see her hair too. Barbara, you need to take a page out of literally anyone else's book on how to disguise yourself. Ay, ay, ay. That's right. Oh yeah, because her silhouette is like, let's see. It's lycra up the neck, and then cowl, and then just like, boom, hair. Like, Commissioner Gordon, that is your whole daughter out there fighting crime with Batman. Alright, and we can see her eyeballs too. Makes no sense. But it would definitely work on me. I'd be like, that's not Barbara Gordon. Definitely not. Alright, I don't know where you're looking, Babs, but you're looking off to the side. I really don't want to put her with her hands on her hips, but I am fighting the urge to. Alright, we got 14 minutes left. She's got classic Bruce Timm silhouette. And I think she's the one who's got like the teeniest cape. It's like shorter than Robin's. She has logo here. Oh, Bat logo. Whoop. Okay. I'm not going to look it up. I'm going to look it up after and see how badly I messed up. Okay, she's sitting like that. Bruce Timm ladies have no torso. They're just legs. So King Shark is 90% just head and torso. Bruce Timm ladies, 90% leg. Is she wearing boots? I think she's wearing, the boots just go into her outline, I think. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put one hand on her hip. And then this one is going to be holding a batarang. Why not? Does she even have different shaped batarangs? Because I know Robin has Robin batarangs. Alright, I'm going to give her just simple batarang. Oh gosh. I'm not sure how the cape connects. That's been the theme of the stream. I'm not sure how the cape connects. I'm not sure where the feet go. She just has a beefy shoulder. Hell yeah. She got that beef. A little thinner. Okay, that makes sense. A slim batarang. So like elongated maybe. Ugh. Warp, warp. Oh gosh. That's not a batarang, that's a fish. What's happening? Eh. Oh, there we go. Well, to her mask. Okay, alright. Cape attaches to mask. Fisherang. This is Batgirl, aka Fish Lass. She is actually King Shark's daughter. I feel like she's got like a Black Widow belt too. It's not even square like the boys, right? They've got all these little compartments. It's like, oh, it's round. Because we gotta keep that shape design going. Yep, that seems about right. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna put her cape as like these little shoulder things, and I'll fix it when I look it up. Because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Fish Lass. Oh, I think I'm gonna have to draw Fish Lass in like the last like 10 minutes of the stream. This last page is gonna be dedicated to King Shark's daughter, who he definitely loves. Okay, so Barbara Gordon, yeah, I definitely have to look up how like the whole Cape region. I just have to practice drawing capes is what I'm learning today, in addition to comic book lore. Okay. Barbara Gordon looks kind of like Catwoman. Oh well. Okay, Fish Lass, here we go. So let's see. Let me go look at, what does her dad look like? Just a chunk. Actually, I think, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take King Shark from this layer. Oops. I'm going to take King Shark from this layer and paste him into the other layer. Oh, there we go. Because I think I just want like a size comparison. Alright, King Shark, you go over here. Fish Lass. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, I'm sorry, Solomon Grundy, I didn't get a chance to draw you. It's okay. I'm not gonna say it because Baby Shark photo. I just saw it, never mind. Or I just said it, never mind. Okay. I literally just wanted a photo of a baby shark, and so many photos of what I presume are just baby shark from like the, I guess the song? They're just popping up now. So there goes my reference images. Let's see. She's just gonna be just more round. Just more round than Dad. Big eyes. A fishtail cape and shark mouth as chest logo. Yep. Good. She's like, Dad, I'm not going to follow the life of crime like you have. I'm going to fight crime. And it's the thrilling saga of, you know, family struggle between wanting to keep family together and maintaining traditions, but also doing what's right. This is the deep philosophical narrative that I crave from my Batman media. From my shark-based media. Okay, how to draw sharks. How to draw sharks from any angle. She's gonna have like a look of determination, just like, she looks kind of sad, but it's really just the angle. All right. Yeah, she's gonna have the same proportions. She's just gonna be all torso and just little legs, just the tiniest legs. And I think she's got to be in like a get-up similar to the Bat Fam. So definitely tights, definitely a cape. Definitely, what is it? The shark mouth. Shark mouth has chest logo. That's very good. All right, here we go. Yeah, this is her, that's her chest logo. And she's gonna be saying like, this is her impassioned speech. But Dad, we shouldn't be furthering crime. We should be helping fight crime. But crime's more profitable. Little cape. Okay, so she's definitely, it's definitely got to be like knotted under her chin. This is definitely, like a towel or a blanket. It's kind of obscuring the logo, but that's fine. Fishlass is out to break up your crime rings. This is Fishlass slash King Shark as a baby. Because I would argue there's probably not a whole lot of difference between the male and female presentation at this point. So it's like, you know what? It's doing double duty. She's gonna have teeny little boots. Teeny little crime fighting boots. She's just gonna have the biggest, like, just the biggest 3-fingered paws. Yep. But round. A small friend. A small, very determined crime-fighting friend. Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. She's gonna be doing that one meme where it's like the daughter explaining something and the mom just laying on the couch with a blanket over her, just unimpressed. That's King Shark and his daughter. But Dad. Oh. Females are usually bigger. That's interesting information. So when Fishlass grows up, she's just gonna be like 12 feet tall. Just dwarf her dad. She is going to become Queen Shark and take over the kingdom. Take over the club? Question mark? I'm still a little unclear on King Shark's domain. And I think I still have the headcanon that he definitely owns a club. Or works at a club. Yeah, I love these emojis. They're very good. I realized I have not been able to fit their like dorsal fins anywhere. So King Shark's gonna have one just like poking out back there. Not accurate to any perspective, but it feels better than just plunking it right in the center of his head. Yeah, I feel like maybe she's gotta have little gloves. She's gonna have like the little forearm gloves that all good members of the Bat family do. Yep. And she also has like Popeye forearms. Just teeny little upper arms, but just jacked forearms. Oh, there we go. She's gonna have a little utility belt, which is probably just gonna be, I think, a regular belt with some like Ziploc stuck in. King Shark had a brother but ate him when they were kids. Oh man, I'm here for this. I'm here for this deep King Shark lore. King Shark says, survival of the fittest. Nom nom. And just ate his brother. Dang. This is the Lion King, but it's King Shark. The Shark King? Alright, I'm having issues. I think I'm just gonna make it a cell phone case. Stuck on the side of her belt. It's a cell phone holster. And it's got her phone on it. But Dad, I gotta go out and fight crimes. Yeah, he ate his blood brother. Dang. That's harsh, man. Beef Bros. I think I need to change his sweatshirt here, having learned this new piece of material. From Beef Bros to Eat Bros. Definitely. People are gonna think it's like some sort of like restaurant chain. It's like, no, it's my life philosophy. But yeah, it is 10 o'clock and it's time for the recap. I've got our lovely shark family here. I'm glad the daughter survived if the brother didn't. So rip brother shark. But yeah, time for the recap. Let's see what we did. So here's my very crappy welcome screen. Pictured here, my computer on fire, as it was doing at the beginning of the stream. We drew some Sears catalog poses. I drew Bruce, Selena Kyle, and Alfred, looking exasperated, as he usually is. Five Guys is a restaurant, and I have thoughts with a capital T about Five Guys. So apologies in advance if you are a fan of them. I am not. But then we moved on to Killer Croc and King Shark. And I have to work really hard not to say like King Croc and Killer Shark. But drew those. We drew them Beefy Boys. We drew the ladies. We drew Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn. Great, awesome folks. With a piranha plant that I didn't finish. I'll have to do that later. And then we moved on to Batman and Harley Quinn, which is apparently an animated series I was unaware of. But they're good energy. And drew some Robins, drew a Batgirl with a Fisher ring, which morphed into King Shark and his daughter, Fish Lass, who I love. And I've only known her for 5 minutes, but if anything happened to her, I would kill everybody in this room and then myself. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Five Guys is overpriced, and they give you too many fries. Try it once, and that's all you'll need. So, but yeah, thank you all for joining me. It's been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun. I will upload these to Twitter in their sort of raw, sketchy form. But yes, have an excellent night, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you all again so much. Bye!